Well, hi, boys and girls. Today, we are going to look at a camera. Ain't that what we're all here for? Now, when I was out shooting my Bronica the other day, we were in Brigham City, Utah. It's up north. And after I went through at least one roll, we ducked into a small little antique shop, thrift shop, and looked around, and I was about ready to leave, and then I stumbled over this little thing. What this little thing, and you could probably tell by that it's going to be an Agfa, and what it ended up being is an Agfa. Here, let's take this poor cover needs to be retired someplace safe. It's an Agfa Ambi Silette. Now, what this is a 35mm camera. It first came out in '57 in Europe. It didn't get to America until '59, and then it was discontinued in '61. So in America, or US of A, it's a rather rare camera. And when I first picked it up, I was looking through the Viewfinder. Well, I guess we can't do that. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Looking through the Viewfinder, and I couldn't see anything. It's a new phone, so I'm having a hard time with it. Couldn't see anything, and I thought, okay, the camera was broken. The camera's broken, but it wound, and it sounded like it was working. But come to find out, if you push this, that flops up, and gee, now you can see right through it, and you can kind of see the brackets, and there's actually two sets. Can you see both sets? Let's see if we can get that closer. Can you see both sets of brackets? And then if we move this, it moves one bracket let's go the other way. It moves the one bracket. See, there's the one, and there's the other. So what it does, this is a Rangefinder 35mm camera, and it actually has a detachable lens. So you look through this one and this one, and you can kind of see the brackets. See if we can catch some light. Turn it upside down. The brackets. Now what the brackets are is what you see in there, and then you line up. There's a green dot, and you line up the two dots, or the frame, or the green dot with the frame, and then you know you're in focus. Now, and the way you make those brackets in there move is with this. It's got a 35, 50, and 90. And what that means is this here lens, if we can get it to work for me, it was working earlier. Okay, there we go. The lens comes off, and you can see the shutter. You can see the shutter down inside there, and we won't be touching it. That's the shutter. And then this one is the 50mm lens. It even has its own little filter on it, but it's a 50mm lens. Agfa Color Solinar. Now it's a 50 f 2.8. And the way you focus the lens is this is your focusing ring here. Dumb computer. This is your focusing ring here, and here is this ring is, if we can get the whole thing to stop, here is your aperture, and you can kind of see as we rotate it, if we can get it to rotate independently, there's your apertures. So you focus, and your aperture is on the lens, and these are replaceable. This one is the 50, like I said. You can get a 35, a 90, and then later on in the series, later on in the life of this camera, you could get a 130 millimeter lens. I can't remember the information on the two lens, but it was 35, 50, and a 50 was apparently the most popular because they all come with 50, and then you had to buy the 35, the 90, then later the 130. They're kind of hard to get. I'm sure there's one or two people that have a whole set, all 4 lenses, but that's not me, and I don't have the money. I'm just a po girl. But anyway, and the nice thing about this is usually you have to line up dots. But this, you just kind of push it in, rotate it until you hear it click. There's the click. And the way you get the lens off is this little button here. Push this little button up towards the lens, and the lens rotates off. Pretty slick. Now to set your shutter speed, you have these, see these 2 little ears here? There's one there, and there's one down under here. They actually move. And you can set your, let's see if we can get it to focus. You can set your shutter speed with these, with this ring here right up against the body. This has no batteries, has no light meter. You Sunny 16, use your phone, use a light meter, whatever. But and it goes from, the shutter is 50 to 1 second, and then bulb. And then these here, like VX, was it? Yeah, VX or XM, and then V. V is your self timer. So, which I'm just going to leave this on M. But anyway, so we've got your aperture up here, your focus ring here, and then your shutter speed here. And this camera works on all of them. And it really does kind of, this is really kind of silly, and some of the people really didn't like it, but that's how you actually look through it or close it. And then depending on which lens you use, then you would switch this, and it would switch the bracketing. So, okay, so where are we? Yeah. So you advance your film, and this film advance is kind of funny because it's manually returned. Let's see if we can do this without manually returned, and it's kind of not like you can lift your finger up, but manually return it all the way, and it's like a progressive thing. Okay, right now we are on 15. So when you rotate the winder and bring it back, it jumps to 16. So it's really kind of odd, and to reset it, you have to rotate this all the way around back to 1, like when you put a roll of film in it. Here's your rewinder here, which is kind of funny, and I can't, this is just a reminder. It has nothing to do with anything other than a reminder to tell you what film you have in it. And when I first got this, I thought, you know, this thing has a lot of problems because I kept pulling up on the rewinder to get the door open. And then it come out really far, and I thought, oh no, I've broken it. Well, no, you have this little lever here. You pull this lever down, and you've got kind of a little ledge here. So you pull that up, and then open the back. And then it, you know, has to have a little ad for use only Agfa film. Yeah, whatever. So, and as you can see the back of the leaf shutter. And then your take-up wheel here, and your supply on this side. And the reason why this comes up so far is so you can get the film in and out. And that's what we're going to do. We are going to load this bad boy. And I have brought some Kentmere 100. This one is 35 exposure or 36 exposure. So we are going to load some Kentmere in here, and we are going to shoot this alongside Ooh, I don't know what that is. We're going to shoot this alongside more of my Bronica this weekend. So now I guess to go over some of the interesting stuff. Germany, West Germany most likely, because they were separate at one point in time. For any of you kids out there, back in 1957 is when this came out, and it was mainly in Europe first, and then like 2 years later in America. So, yay. But anyway, let's see if we can rotate this around. Shutter. Rotate. There we go. There's our opening to stuff the film right there. So we drop the film in, and then push this down to kind of grab it a little bit so the film doesn't want to jump out at you. Bring it over. Now we're going to tuck it in here, and it gives you like a little pin right here to catch it. So you drop it in there. Make sure it's in at least one. And we're going to rotate it just a bit. Fire it, and on to the next one. We'll only go half. Then we'll push this back down in for all the way. Make sure our little forks catch the film. Kind of put a little bit of a tightness on the film. And there we go. Now it's good and tight. Good and tight. Now we close it. And then we advance. We finish advancing. And let's do two more. Now we take our little thing here, our little dammit here. See if we can. It's on. What it's on? About 22 now. 20. So now you need to advance it forward until you get to 1. Or you could have just put it in at the A, but we advanced it to 1. So now this little beauty is ready to shoot. Probably ought to clean it up one last time before I got fingerprints all over the filter. But this is like a pretty serious little filter. But anyway, I think it's 35.5. Yep, 35.5. It looks like it's a little darker than normal. But we will wipe it all down before we start shooting pictures, of course. So, there is our Ambi Silette. Made by Agfa in Germany. Even says Germany. But anyway, I guess a lot of people have called this a poor man's Leica, which I don't know. I guess that's a compliment. Probably not a big fan of Leica because of the price. This one cost me $37 is about all. $37 American is about all. Oh, and one last thing. It has this right here you slide out as its own little stand. Otherwise, it kind of wants to tip over on its nose. So you pull this out. Now it doesn't want to tip over on its nose. You still have a threaded fitting here for your remote, which may or may not, depending. But anyway, if you run across one of these, get one, and then see if you can source the lenses. Probably will come with a 50. Keep sourcing, see if you can come up with like the 35, 90, 130. And let me know. I'm right here. Let me know. Or you can find me at Shelly Carlson on Facebook with an IE. Shelly with an IE. Anyway, until I get my pictures developed, or not, for my Bronica. We'll see you later. Or if I run across another really cool find. Anyway, till then. Bye.